Hi everyone. Creating 3D grass or vegetation in Blender is easy, but adding realistic organic wind motion is what really sells the scene. In today's video, we are going to build a fully procedural wind system using geometry nodes. In this tutorial, we won't just connect nodes, we will explain the exact logic behind every single node. So let's get started. So I will just enable the screencast keys so you will be able to see all the commands I do on the lower left corner. Then we will delete the cube and we will just add one plane and we will scale it up, and I will use Blender Kit for downloading the model. So I will search the grass model and I will just look for a simple grass, single grass model. So this one I will download. It contains 5, but I will use a single grass from that also for our animation. And I will just move it to the side so it doesn't come inside the camera. Then I will search one sword which will be like act as a main focus object between the moving grass. So I will just download medieval sword and just scale it and rotate it up vertically so it creates good focus object once grass is added and the wind motion is added. So sword is set now. Now we will go to geometry nodes and we will select the plane, and then we will just create a new geometry node. By default, group input and group output will be there, so we'll just add everything in between these. So we will start with the distribute points on faces. So we will add that node and drop it between group input and group output. So the reason is we don't want to place grass directly onto our plane. First, we need to decide where the grass will actually grow. So to do this, we add this node. This scatters tiny points across the surface which act as a root for our grass. You can adjust the density setting here to control how thick the grass is. Next will be instance on point. We will add between the distribute points on faces and group output, and then we will add object info, and object info will be like which object we want to create instance. So we'll just select the grass too. And for instance point on points, it is actually doesn't show on the final render, but we add this so which points will be visible on the geometry. Actually those instance will be created on those points. And if you see, the grass is only visible but the ground plane is not visible. So for that we will add the join geometry node. So join geometry will join different geometry. So we want grass and ground both. So we will connect group input and instance on point to the geometry nodes, and we see grass and plane both. Now we will change the distribution method from the random to Poisson disk. So each grass will have different point and will not coincide, and we will increase the density to 10,000 because we need lot of grass, and density minimum distance 0.001 we will do. Now if we see, grass is totally rotated in one direction, so we will add one rotate instance between join geometry and instance on point, and the grass will, so that will rotate the grass, but we have to add the more nodes to get it random rotation. So noise texture we will add. So noise texture creates random changing direction and rotation kind of thing. So for that we will add one texture we will create, and then we will add scene time with, so scene time will be connected to W. So for that first we need to update noise texture from 3D to 4D. So there will be weight W will be property will be there which will actually rotate and create animation wind effect, and we will connect scene time second to the W. So as soon as frames are going, seconds are changing, so W value will be changed, and then W value will affect the rotate instance. So as noise texture is connected to the rotate instance rotation of property. Now if rotation looks only, most of the grass looks same kind of rotation, so we will add one random value between noise texture and rotate instance, so which will kind of create random instance for the Z rotation. We will update it to vector method, and we will connect noise texture to random value minimum and random value to the rotation. Now we will just change the max value. So we don't want X rotation, just X and Y will be 0 and Y Z will be 6.28. 6.28 value is like 2 into pi, because 2 into pi is total 360-degree rotation. And as soon as we add it, you see the grasses are rotating more randomly than previous one, like in when it was just rotating in one direction. Now to control the amount of rotation, we will add one more node between the noise texture and random value. So we will add one vector math node in between that, and we will change it to multiply, and this value will be like how much rotation we want. So we will start with 0.2. We will check after adding this. If you go to layout and play it, so you will see the rotation will be less. How much it was rotating earlier, it is not rotating. So it is multiplying that rotation into 0.2 now. So that's why rotation is not that much. So we will just go to the geometry nodes again. We will add another math node between scene time and the noise texture, which will control the speed of the wind effect. So we'll just update it to multiply and just let it be by default 0.5. If you see, the speed is also now less compared to earlier. Rotation is also less and speed is also less. So this node will control the speed. If you increase it, it will increase the speed, and if you reduce it, will reduce the speed. And we see rotation is little less for now, so we will update the multiply node of rotation to 0.3, and let's see. Yeah, now it's rotating more and it looks better than previous. Previous was very less rotation. Now if we see, all the height of the all the grass is same, and that doesn't look good. So normally grasses are random, some will be large, some will be small. So we will add one again random value node, just change it to vector, and we will connect to the scale property. Minimum we will set to 0.5 because we want all the scale. So minimum will be 0.5 for all three, and max will be like for Z it will be 2, and for XY it will be 1, because we want height to be changed mostly. So that's why we updated Z to 2. And if we see if we go close and see, the heights are different for grasses now. It's not same. So this is how wind effect is created. Now you can adjust the speed, rotation, everything in that geometry node. We will just scale this out little bit. For our animation, it was small compared to grass size. So we'll just scale. We will just save the project so we don't lose any work. Now we will go to render properties. We will update to cycles, GPU compute, and then samples. We don't need this much, so 64 and 128 is fine. We will just expand denoise, use GPU. We will enable motion blur, so it will create a good motion blur effect when we will place the camera near the grass. We will just reduce little bit shutter. Compositor, GPU denoise node, GPU will enable. Deselect use styling, and persistent data will be selected. Color management, filmic, and medium high contrast will be there. And then we will go to auto properties. We will update to 4K vertical. So we'll just do 2160 into 3840, and we will update the output path where the PNG frames will be saved. And yeah, that's all output properties we will do. Then if we go to the render view, so it's very dark because light is point light and strength is less. So we'll just update to sunlight and reduce the strength. And we don't want sun to be exactly above sword or grass, so we will just move the sun down, and we will just move it to one direction, and we will move to y direction and just rotate it to point it to sword. We don't want from the top, we just want side angle only. That's why we move the sun little down and pointing to the sword. If you see, the top sword is getting the sunlight, but not the bottom part. We will just increase the density a little bit because it's comparatively less. So we will just increase to 15,000 from 10,000. Now it looks good. So there is no plane will be shown, the ground one, and we will go to the shading. So shading, all the color materials are there except the world color. So we'll just go to world, and here we will create a warm kind of a environment. So we will add one gradient texture, then we will add one color ramp in between. Connect the gradient texture to color ramp and color ramp to background, and we will update the black color to the golden or yellowish orange kind of a color. which is like warm kind of environment. This white one we will update to gray. We don't want white, so we'll update to the dark gray kind of a color. So if you see right side, it's little bit gray, and left hand side it's more of a golden. So now this is good. Now we will do the camera animation. It will be simple pushing animation will be there. So we will just move our scene to the where we want to place the camera. So it will be like foreground will be grass and background will be a sword. So we will just place the camera here, and we will just rotate it and in X and Y, and we will just move down a little bit, so foreground grass will be shown more and background sword will be there, and we will just keep sword in the middle. Go to frame 1 and we will insert the keyframe location and rotation, and at the last we will just do a slight push in, no other thing. So we'll just move the camera towards the sword and just move little bit up, and another keyframe location and rotation. So this is just our animation. If you see, very slowly gentle push is happening in the camera, and foreground grasses are moving as like wind is going on. One more thing, so we will just go to camera, we will enable depth of field and select the sword, so it will create a bokeh kind of effect. So sword will be focused and grass will be like a blurred little bit, and it will create a good, and motion blur is already enabled, so it will create more better effect. It will look something like this, and this is how we create procedural wind animation for the grass. I hope this video is helpful, and if you find this geometry node tutorial helpful and learned something new, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more in-depth blender tutorials, and if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. If you want any particular suggestions for any next topic tutorial, so please drop in the comments. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.